Hi everyone, good Sunday morning to you. It's 21 News Chief Meteorologist Eric Wilhelm. We're doing a video today because we have another risk for strong to severe storms later on. Now, we've had a couple of these risks over the last couple of weeks, and we haven't had much severe weather. We've had a lot of rain, but no big severe weather events with large-scale damaging wind gusts and isolated tornadoes and things like that. But we have another chance for that today, and perhaps a better chance today than these two episodes that we've had over the last couple of weeks that have pretty much just brought heavy rain to the valley. In the meantime, this morning we have a warm front heading through the area. It's going to be a fast warm-up as this front pushes through. This front's also triggering a cluster of showers and thunderstorms in western New York and extreme northern Pennsylvania this morning. Most of that action is missing us to the north and east. After this front goes through, temperatures will spring up, and it's going to feel a lot different outside this afternoon as compared to yesterday and this morning. We had a blustery and cool Saturday, but at least the sun was out. The sun is shining this morning, and temperatures are kind of off to the races. We're going to roll through the 50s and 60s. Quickly this morning, we're looking for temperatures to get into the lower and middle 70s this afternoon. A warmer air mass, also a more humid air mass will push in this afternoon. Those dew points are going to come up rather quickly. So very rapid change in the air mass today ahead of a system that's going to be dropping in from the north, and that's a recipe for potential thunderstorm development. Now, the Storm Prediction Center, part of the National Weather Service, with their overnight and early morning outlook, did include most of our television viewing area in the level 2 risk of severe weather. That's a 1 to 5 scale. Level 2 is in the yellow color. The tan color is level 3, also known as an enhanced risk. That's one of the higher risk levels, and that encompasses a lot of the panhandle of West Virginia, heading down towards the Interstate 70 corridor, and it also clips kind of the southern part of our TV viewing area. And I think this is the right idea, with overall the highest risk for all types of severe weather today, down closer to Route 30 and over towards Lawrence County and Beaver County, PA, and down towards the Pittsburgh area as well. But let's not discount the risk a little farther north up into the yellow area. It's just a somewhat lower risk in places like Youngstown and especially up into Trumbull and Mercer counties. So the individual risks today include all types of severe weather hazards. Isolated tornadoes can't be ruled out, especially right at the start of our thunderstorm cluster getting going this afternoon. Storms may initially want to produce hail and try to rotate, and the highest chance of that may be south of Route 224 down into that enhanced risk area from Columbiana County on eastward, but that's where the highest risk is. The risk is certainly not zero in that green area off to the north. Overall, the highest risk today from severe weather would be damaging wind gusts, non-tornado winds. Remember, wind is wind, and you can get a powerful, damaging wind gust that is not produced by a tornado from a heavy thunderstorm. And yeah, once again, the brighter the colors, the higher the risk. And so from the yellow area, and especially down into that red area, that's where the risk is highest of strong winds today. But the risk is certainly elevated throughout the area. So let's time this out. We're going to be dry all morning and for a good chunk of the afternoon as well. And let's zoom in a little bit here, and I'll show you when convective initialization is likely, and we think that's probably towards 4 to 5 p.m. So we're going to stop the clock here, right here. This is at 5 p.m., and you know, let's not take this verbatim, but somewhere around 4, 5, maybe 6 o'clock, we're going to see thunderstorms just pop as this disturbance pushes in. We're going to go from a nice warm afternoon to all of a sudden the clouds build quickly, and this semi-discrete line of showers and thunderstorms will get going. And this is kind of the danger zone, the initial danger zone for rotation. As this cluster pops and starts drifting off to the south, initially, before it becomes a more organized just band, when it's still semi-disorganized, that's when you have the highest chance of maybe some rotation occurring with any thunderstorms. This could also be when we see some pretty big hailstones coming out of these storms. So again, we're looking for things to get going somewhere between, say, 4 to 6 p.m. And in any one location, the severe weather risk is probably not going to last all that long because this shifts off to the south and probably clears our viewing area by 9 o'clock or so at the latest. So we've got a few hours where we have to really pay attention to things late this afternoon into early this evening. And once the storms clear, hey, look at this, we're going to have a couple of nice days coming up for Monday and Tuesday. One thing I wanted to mention real quickly before we leave you this morning, we've had too much rain of late. We don't want any more rain. And in addition to the threat of wind and hail and isolated tornadoes today, we also have a low-end chance of some localized flash flooding because there could be some real heavy rain. Now, these storms are going to be drifting off to the south at a fairly decent pace, but initially they may run over the same areas a couple of times. And so there's a low-end risk for flash flooding in this green area in parts of eastern Ohio and western PA. Any rain is not welcome at this point. We've simply had too much over the last couple of weeks. I think we'll get into a drier pattern over the next couple of weeks. It's going to be a warm stretch through midweek, a cool down for late in the week and next weekend. But after that, late April looks pretty nice with a warmer pattern settling in, heading into late April and early May. We'll talk more about the longer range coming up later this week on my daily in-depth weather video. It's called Weather for Weather Geeks. We post that one in the evening on weekdays. In the meantime, enjoy what should be a pretty nice midday on this Sunday. Stay weather aware today. Have multiple ways of receiving warnings. And we'll keep you up to date on social media on the Storm Tracker 21 app, and this evening on 21 News at 6 and 11. We hope to see you then.